What is up, ladies and gents? You know what time of day it is. It's XCN time, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the recent news here on XCN. We're going to be discussing what's been happening with the price, as well as giving you guys a price prediction for the shorter term, so over the coming days, as well as my 2025 target here for XCN. So of course, be sure to stay tuned for all of that. If you are a new viewer here, then welcome to the channel. If you do like this sort of content, hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you're a returning viewer, then welcome back to the channel. As always, it's great to see you all here. So diving straight into this video, we're first going to be discussing the news here on Onyxcoin. As we saw a few days ago from their Twitter on February the 15th, they posted this tweet here. It was Onyxcoin Goliath mainnet for the 3rd of March 2025, with more info soon underneath. Of course, this is a very vague tweet, but what we saw on the price when that news came out was this nice 20% pump that happened within the space of an hour here. Of course, we did see a little bit of a sell-off, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Personally, I do find this to be a bullish announcement. Of course, as you guys can see, it was viewed 152k times. It had 1.3k likes, the most likes and the most views any tweet from Onyxcoin has had since they did that 20x back throughout January there. So, you know, there's still a lot of interest here on Onyxcoin. It was received very positively, and I think it's a good move from the Onyx team to release something quite vague like this, because it creates mystery, and that mystery actually creates value. Of course, there's not much other information to go from. We just have to, on the most part, wait for that more info soon. The one thing that has potentially been found is this company here. This is called Goliath Ventures. So it could be speculated that this Goliath here refers to this company, this venture capital firm that has multiple businesses in crypto. They do Bitcoin mining, and they also provide venture capitals to crypto projects, promising crypto projects that could be taken a lot further in 2025. So maybe this announcement from Onyxcoin could refer to the fact that there's a partnership between these two. Of course, this again is just speculation, but I will leave the website for this Goliath Ventures in the description down below, so you guys can give it a read yourself and make up your own mind to see if it's bullish. And with that as well, the Onyx DAO have also tweeted that they're potentially doing an AMA as well after this Goliath mainnet release. If you're wondering who the Onyxcoin team are and what their intentions are with Onyxcoin, then this is the perfect place to be. It'll probably be a Twitter Spaces or something on Discord. And basically what you can do with this is you can ask whatever question that you have for the Onyxcoin team. You could ask about potential partnerships, for example. You could ask about the future of Onyxcoin, where they see the direction of Onyxcoin going. Whatever questions you may have, you can go on this AMA and ask them. So this is a nice opportunity if you are looking to get to know the team. If you're one of those people commenting down below that you don't know who the team behind Onyxcoin is, go and join this AMA. And of course, if you haven't already as well, make sure you follow Onyxcoin on their Twitter. Have the notifications on, particularly if you're looking to get these very short-term trades here on XCN. Because of course, as you guys saw, when that Onyxcoin news was released, the price did pump 20% straight away. So if you can keep on top of the notifications here and you see a bullish post like this, for example, it provides a decent short-term trades if you're that kind of person. So again, make sure you follow Onyxcoin on Twitter. The link is in the description down below as well for them. And of course, for my thoughts on the crypto market in general, make sure you follow my account at Big BC Finance. The link for that can also be found in the description down below. Now, we're going to be talking about the price here on Onyxcoin. Of course, we said that the prices did dump after that announcement here, and I personally think that's the general crypto market reaction that we're seeing at the moment. Of course, everything in February at the moment is just looking a little bit boring. Of course, in February, you guys can see that Bitcoin really hasn't done all that much. We've stayed within a very small range between 94,000 and 97,000 for the past few weeks now. You know, there's not a lot of money coming in or out of crypto relative to how it was back at the end of 2024 there, where everything was pumping. And so, you know, these kind of pumps that we're seeing at the moment are getting completely retraced, and that's just normal for the period of crypto we're in. It's not always going to be upwards only here in crypto, and there's going to be regions that could last several weeks where we just don't see any movement. We just see slow bleeds on a lot of different cryptos, and XCN unfortunately has fallen victim to that. We got these trend lines that we're seeing currently here on XCN. These are our annotations from last week, and as you guys can see, we've just been in this slow downtrend for the past month or so now on Onyxcoin. Of course, we are on the 1 hour chart, and you guys can see that this trend line has been keeping us in a bearish direction. Now you guys can see it's been tested 7 different occasions. I don't need to circle them all because you guys can generally see where the price has come up to test this gray resistance here on the chart. This is keeping us in a bearish direction. And of course, we also have this blue line here. This is a long-term resistance and support for Onyxcoin, an extremely important price level that sits at 1.8 cents here on Onyxcoin. If I zoom out, you guys can probably see why. But of course, in 2023, it was an important top there for the price. So it's a multi-year resistance and support on the price. As you can see at the start of 2025, the price shot up to the 1.8 cents level, using it as a resistance before bouncing back off. And more recently, as we pumped past it, now the price is using it as a level of support. So there's been several places where it's been tested as resistance and support. So this is a very, very strong support for the price now, in my opinion. What that means for us now is that we can look at these two lines and you can see that they're wedging in together. They're getting narrower and narrower. And so in a way, we have a sort of deadline for when Onyxcoin has to make its mind up. Is it going to break through this gray line, the resistance that we have on the chart, or is it going to break down below this blue line? And this pattern here can be treated as a triangle. Of course, a triangle has a defined price target. That price target stems from the distance between the first test of support down here and the first test of resistance up here. And wherever we see a breakout, we expect that to be the price target here on Onyxcoin. Of course, as you guys can see, the price target differs depending on where we break out, but nonetheless, this is a 97% trade. We would expect basically a 2x from the price once we break past this resistance. So let's say we break in a few days time, for example, over here, and we see a clear breakout to the upside. This would take the price up to 4.8 cents. Now, of course, what we want to see from a clear breakout are large green candles looking like this, for example. Let's just use this as our example. Large green candles that make a lot of movement, bringing the price above. Of course, this would tell us that we've seen a breakout from the price. On top of that as well, we want to see this from the MACD. The MACD has shown us a triangle pattern as well. Just like the price, we can use indicators to look for technical patterns. And on the MACD, I think it's really awesome that we're also seeing this triangle pattern here. This basically confirms that we're seeing a constriction of the price and momentum. And if we break out on the price and we also break out on the MACD here as well, in my opinion, that makes my conviction to this 4.8 cents level in the shorter term even more solid here on Onyxcoin. So that's very exciting in my opinion. I'm also bullish in the short term for the fact that we're seeing higher lows here on the price. We're potentially seeing this where for 3 consecutive goes now, we've seen higher lows on the price. So from a psychological level, if we have a look at this, imagine the buyers, as the price came down to 1.8 cents there, stepped in to save the price from going any lower. This is why the price shot up. Afterwards, the buyers outpaced the sellers in this occasion. Now, of course, as the price pumped to 2.7 cents and started coming down, instead of it falling down back to 1.8 cents, now the buyers started stepping in at the 2.1 cent level. So now, in the buyer's mind, the value of Onyxcoin has increased, and that's why the price hasn't fallen any lower than 2.1 cents. They stepped in to save the price from going any lower. And now what we're seeing, if this holds, is buyers are stepping in at the 2.2 cents level. They're outpacing the sellers at incrementally higher price levels. And this is quite a bullish sign in my opinion. It could be the sign of a potential trend reversal. Of course, the trend, as you guys know, is in the downwards direction because of this resistance, but the higher lows could be signaling that we want to see a new bullish trend here on Onyxcoin. Of course, we also have this as a potential support that we could be looking at. If the price manages to hold this 2.2 cents level and follow the green path that I've made for it, then this could also be treated as a shorter term triangle with this as the price target, 47%, so not a small trade by any means if we break to the upside, and that gives us a potential price target in the short term of 3.6 cents if we do see that. So this could be pretty bullish here for Onyxcoin in the shorter term. Of course, at the end of the day, what we're looking for is what happens with the price as they come close to supports and resistances. If we break down below this triangle here, for example, then this 47% trade is invalidated. Of course, if we come close to this resistance, we start following the path and we come close to this gray line here, then what we want to do is monitor the price, because if we start to see a lot of momentum pushing the prices above this resistance, that could be a great time to buy in and get quite a quick, in my opinion, 100% trade here from Onyxcoin. Of course, if we have a look at what happened back in mid-January here on Onyxcoin, if you guys were around, we saw a very similar triangle pattern. There's this resistance keeping Onyxcoin in some sort of downwards trend here. Once we broke above it, you guys can see that that move was pretty swift here. So this has the potential to happen once again here on Onyxcoin, in my opinion. Of course, we want to see an increase in momentum and an increase in volume. So that's the optimistic outlook here on the shorter term. Of course, at the end of the day, we are in this downtrend, and needless to say, I am still bullish here on Onyxcoin for both the shorter term and the longer term. If we have a look at how things are playing out here on Onyxcoin, I still think that Onyxcoin is performing extremely well, and some of the reasons for that, well, in fact, one of the main reasons for that is if you have a look at the whole structure here on Onyxcoin, think again about all the buyers on Onyxcoin that bought in this region down here. This lasted over 2 years where the prices were trading well below the 1 cent level. And let's just say, for example, I bought $1,000 worth of Onyxcoin in May 2023. I thought it was a good offer there at 0.2 cents. And I didn't sell at any point. The price would have just gone down, and at some point I would have probably been comfortable at just losing my investment, considering that it was down nearly 70% from the time I invested. Of course, there was a few pumps and stuff, but I would have had to be extremely patient to get to this point, nearly 2 years later on Onyxcoin, before I really started to see a good return of investment. And now imagine all of a sudden I saw my $1,000 from this level turn into $20,000, which is what I would have had at the peak there of Onyxcoin. Like, for most people, in that scenario, I would think that I would probably sell at least a portion of what I owned in Onyxcoin, because of the fact that we've seen a 20x in the space of a few weeks. But if we have a look at the price, although there's been some selling pressure, that selling pressure has been quite weak compared to what we could expect to see from other cryptos if this pump was unfounded. If there was no substance behind this pump, we would have seen this drop very, very quickly, in my opinion. But of course, the fact that we saw a 20x and we haven't seen that much of a dump, we're only just above 50% below the highs there, which, trust me, in crypto isn't even that much, is very impressive in my opinion. Of course, we would have expected to see a lot more profit taking and potentially a lot more dumping here on the price before we saw a bottom, but the fact that we're still at this level, in my opinion, is very, very impressive. And just to show you guys a completely opposite example of what would happen if that pump was completely unfounded, we go to Libra token here. This was a meme coin that was released a few days ago by a crypto company in collaboration with the Argentinian president. If you haven't been following, countries are starting to release their own meme coins. We first saw the Central African Republic launch a meme coin, and now the Argentinian president posted on his Twitter a contract address for this Solana meme coin, and that sent this meme coin up to $4.5 billion in market cap. That is an absolutely huge market cap. That's nearly 3 times the market cap of Onyxcoin when it peaked out there at nearly 5 cents. And of course, there's no substance to this meme coin. It doesn't do anything. There's nothing to look forward to with this meme coin. And it got to $4.5 billion. But of course, people can only sustain that value for so long. As you guys can see, this is on the 5-minute chart as well. So when we saw that price get to that level, sellers started hopping in. People started taking massive profits at this level. There was a lot of people who bought down there. In fact, there was a lot of corruption with respect to this launch. There was a lot of people that were holding holding a massive amount of the supply of Libra, who are dumping on the market. That obviously could easily happen in the case of Onyxcoin as well. Imagine how many people were holding quite a lot of Onyxcoin down here. They could have easily dumped on us and sent the prices lower. But the fact that we haven't seen that sell pressure on Onyxcoin means there's still a large amount of belief in this token. Going back to Libra, as you guys can see, there was some buying pressure at this level. As you guys can see, there was, a potential resistance around here, and that's why we started to see some buying pressure at the $2 to $2.50 level on Libra. But unfortunately, the Argentinian president deleted his tweet, and that actually sent the prices a lot lower here on Libra. And of course, it's never recovered. At the moment, it's sitting at 35 cents, which represents 95% loss for people who bought in at the top. At its low there, it was at 11 cents. So this just goes to show what happens when we get a pump that's completely unfounded, that has no support for it. It just quickly dumps like this. And as you guys can see, the price completely retraced the whole pump of the price here on Dex Screener. And that's what we would have kind of expected to see if Onyxcoin had no substance to it. If there was no belief, there was no diamond hands in the community, the price could have easily just come straight back down like this, back to the level it was before it started pumping. But instead, what we've seen is a slow bleed, which means there are some sellers, but there's also a lot of buyers coming in. There's also a lot of diamond hands in the community, people holding their Onyxcoin strong and just not selling because everyone expects prices to go even higher than they were at the 5 cents level. And that's what I want to see in a coin that's going to be going to the moon in 2025. I do honestly think, because of this fact, that's one of the main reasons why Onyxcoin will be going a lot higher in 2025. The main takeaway is just patience. Of course, everyone who bought in this region here, if I bought $1,000 at this blue line here in May 2023, I would have had to wait 18 months. I would have had to just sit there, do nothing, not touch my investment, not sell it, not buy it, not think, okay, I'm going to try and trade this, just hold my Onyxcoin for 18 months straight before I would have seen this 20x. But of course, that 20x made it all worthwhile. And that's where we are right now. This bleed that we're seeing here on Onyxcoin is only short term. It's only happened for 3 weeks. There's so many other cryptos like XRP that have been bleeding for so much longer. Have a look at what happened on XRP. Imagine you bought XRP again at this region here, this $1.30 region back in 2021, thinking that it was going to go to $10. Of course, you would have had to hold for 4 whole years before you saw a decent return on your investment. Look at this price action here. Nothing fruitful really came from XRP in this period until this pump that we saw recently. But for a lot of XRP holders, this pump made it all worthwhile. So again, guys, just patience here on Onyxcoin. The sellers will get exhausted at some point sooner or later, and then we're going to start to see the glory come back to XCN. We're going to start seeing higher prices here, and I truly believe that in 2025, my main price target that XCN is going to reach is 37 cents. Of course, that puts it up to this level over here. Of course, some other levels that I can see XCN getting up to is its previous all-time high there at 19 cents. This could be a very formidable price target for XCN. Still nearly 10x from where we are right now. So definitely something to look forward to. But the question is when exactly we're going to get to this level. And at the end of the day, it could be next month. It could be December 2025. We just don't know. And that's why we have to be patient. So of course, that's really what I wanted to say in this video. Of course, do let me know down in the comments what you thought of the news release here from Onyxcoin. Let me know if you're holding any Onyxcoin. And otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video.